Greetings everyone, and I hope the collecting gods are smiling on you wherever you are. And welcome back to the channel for another NECA 1/10 scale figure unboxing and review. And today it's the turn of NECA's Big Chap Ultimate Edition. Designed by H.R. Giger, played by Balaji Badejo, and if I'm butchering that name, please forgive me, as he appears in the now seminal 1979 movie that started it all. Yes, Ridley Scott's Alien. The review will take the usual well-trodden format. We'll have a quick look at the box, then it'll be down onto the table for a look at all the accessories that come with the figure, then it will be out with the perfect organism himself for a close-up look, then we'll be wrapping the whole thing up with the usual showcase at the end. As always though, we'll start out with some shout outs and a bit of background. Firstly, an enormous thank you to everyone who has subscribed to and supported the channel. I really genuinely can't believe sometimes how the channel has grown in its first year, and really that's all down to you. If I had a hat on, I would take it off to each and every one of you. And for those of you who haven't joined the party yet, come on, hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon. It's cost and pain free, and you'll be sure not to miss out on any of the new content coming up on the channel, and trust me, there's a hell of a lot of it. So, background. This Ultimate Edition of the Alien was added to NECA's already substantial Alien line back in around 2021. It boasts a more accurate paint job, all new accessories. So, without further ado, let's have a look at this box itself. It's the usual NECA book gatefold type opening. Let's stop it from spinning and have a quick look at it. Once again, the presentation is top-notch here from NECA. I really do like this box. It's just so evocative of the '79 film. Simple black cover with that alien egg that was used in the promotional shots and posters for the film. Not really screen accurate, but as I say, it's sort of has come to be associated with the film. And it's an egg with this sort of crack in it and the light coming through and this sort of green smoke. Simply says Alien across the box there. Big Chap Ultimate Edition. On the side there you have Big Chap Ultimate Edition again, Alien again, NECA Real Toys at the bottom. A shot of some alien eggs there with one opening up, done this sort of green scale. I think it's going to be the same story around this side. Yes, it is. Around the back, as always with these NECA boxes, as I say, really well presented. You've got some still shots of the figure itself, including some of the accessories, the chest buster, the face hugger, the egg. Once again, some more of those green scale eggs, alien eggs at the bottom there. A brief blurb about the film, if you're wanting to read that. Please pause if it's big enough for you to see. On the bottom, we have the usual credits there of those involved in the production of the figure. NECA's bits and pieces, as always, in the right-hand corner. You also have Alien on the top there and the warnings. Don't piss this figure off. If you do, I can't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies. So, yeah, that's the box. Let's have a look at the gatefold. As always, it's a Velcro fastening book opening box, and on the inside you are greeted with the usual clear plastic window with the figure and accessories underneath it, and on the left hand side this really nice shot of the figure itself. Very good photograph, that one. Giga would have been proud, but that's the box. So without further ado, we shall do what we always do. We shall crack the seals on this guy, dive down onto the table and have a look at all the accessories that come with the figure. Okay, so seals broken, and here we are down on the table with all the accessories that come with your Alien Big Chap Ultimate Edition. We'll start with the egg, the rather large egg. This is a nice addition from NECA. I think NECA actually produced a line of almost like an egg carton of alien eggs way back in the day there. But it's really nice to see this included with this particular figure. It comes in two parts. You have the base section and the egg section. We'll take a look at the egg itself first. Really nicely done in this hard plastic. The paint applications are really nice. You've got this sort of high gloss finish on the sides here, which are nice with and screen accurate. You've got some browns in there and blacks, gradiating up to greys at the top there. And the way that they've actually done the high gloss finish on this, almost from a distance, it has that sort of and it's more of an optical illusion than anything else, is that semi-translucent look that the egg had in the original film, where you can see movement inside. But yeah, shape is screen accurate, size is screen accurate. It's opened up at the top in these 4 sections, once again screen accurate. You've got on the inside here this sort of salmon pink paint application to give it that sort of fleshy-like appearance, with these white membranes on each section where it's opened up. Hollow at the bottom there, and a reason for that, because that's where it actually fits into the into this base section. Now the base section is done in a very, very similar sort of paint application, and what you've got here, obviously in the centre, is a reflection of that sort of salmon pink colour. So once this piece is in place, it's got a uniformity of colour throughout. But yeah, the base itself has got sort of tendrils coming off it, and there's greens in there, blacks in there, there's some high gloss parts. Just overall, it's very, very nicely done. Relatively simple, but very, very effective. It's got a couple of notches on here, so you can align it with the egg itself. As you can see there, there's a notch there and a couple of notches there, which match with these segments here, and you simply slot that thing into place, and then it marries really, really well with the actual with the base itself. And really, that seam line there, that join line, is barely visible. So props to NECA there. I think they've done a really, really good job with this alien egg. So yeah, that's the egg itself. So if you've got an open egg, you're gonna have a face hugger, and they've included a face hugger. All one piece of sculpted plastic, very nicely done. There's no articulation here, so if you are picking this figure up, I would recommend don't attempt to try and pose these fingers or this tail; they will break. But yeah, the paint applications look good. The sculpt is on point and screen accurate. The scale is right. They've got the dry brushing on there and the washers to pick out the details. The vertebrae in the spine have got what looks like a dark brown or a grey wash on there to pick out each individual segment. Overall, yeah, and it's got some weathering on the body there too. And if you flip it round, you've even got the detailing in the centre there, with some pinks and some blues and some reds to pick out the section with all the nasty, gooey, slimy bits in where it implants the egg. So yeah, that's your 1/10 scale face hugger, and you can really do whatever you want with that. You can plonk it in the egg and have it coming out of the egg, or you can just have it lying around in the display. Really, it's entirely up to you what you do with it, but a great addition there from NECA. And finally, the chestbuster. And once again, a really, really nice addition here from NECA. It's the little cute guy himself. Sculpt is really, really good and looks screen accurate to me, even down to, and I'll try and get this as close as I can to the camera and get it to focus. I'm not sure it's going to want to focus, but even down to the silver teeth. But yeah, screen accurate once again. Arms look a little bit, well, I'll call them arms. They were more stumps really in the film, but yeah, the NECA have attempted to replicate those on either side here. One's a little bit more pronounced than the other. There's some blood effects on here, some gore effects, and once again, just a really, really nice sculpt, even down to the neck, having details in the neck area there as well. I think NECA have done a really, really good job. Screen accuracy on point, sculpt on point, paint on point. So we're off to a good start. So that's all the accessories that come with your big chap. So without further ado, let's bring him out. Let's get him onto the turntable and have an up-close look at him. Okay, so here he is. It's the big chap himself, straight out of the box, straight onto the turntable. And first impressions, I have to say, I think NECA have done it again. Yeah, first impressions are excellent. The proportions look on point, the screen accuracy is there, the sculpt is right, the colours are right. It just looks completely on point to me. But we'll do as we always do. We will start at the bottom and work our way up. So let's stop this guy from spinning and get him closer into camera. Worth mentioning at this point as well, this is the only 1/10 scale NECA Alien Big Chap figure I have in the collection, so I can't compare him to anything else. Now, as I said at the top there, NECA are boasting with this one that it's got improved paint applications and so on. So I can't compare that. I can only go on what's in front of me, but it's looking pretty good so far. So we'll get him off this stand, or turntable rather. Put the turntable to one side for this section and just have a close-up look at this guy. We'll start with the feet and work our way up. And first thing that strikes me, to be honest with you, is that this is a scaled down version of the quarter scale Big Chap. It pretty much looks identical, maybe some slight colour variations, but apart from that, it looks pretty much like a miniature version. But as I say, we'll start with the feet and work our way up. Now, what's really good to see and struck me straight away is these split feet here. They're actually, now the feet themselves are there's some movement at the ankle joint there, not a vast amount, but there is some. These joints are going to be quite stiff because, as we know, straight out of the box, NECA figures can have quite stiff joints, but there is some movement there. But what they've also done is put in this split toe design, if the camera's picking that up. And about halfway down the foot there, it's hinged, so you've got this movement with the toes as well. So freestanding this figure, it looks like it might be a little bit easier than normal with NECA figures. You've also got that going on, I believe, with this other foot as well, but for some reason this one feels very stiff, as I say. Brand new out of the box. Had it in the figure in the collection a while, but it's remained unboxed until we got to this video. But yeah, you've got that same movement there, as you can see, in the toes. So that's a nice addition there from NECA. The sculpt looks screen accurate and on point. The paint applications are really nice. You've got this sort of high gloss black with some silver on the toenails there. The sculpting is really good. There's some green, if the camera's catching this, the light's catching this, there's some green washes on top of there. Moving up to the legs, the proportions look spot on. It's all hard plastic. The detailing is great, super high gloss with this almost wet light finish, which is appropriate to the Big Chap. Up to the knees now. Because of the layout of this particular the suit that the actor wore, it really goes a long way to concealing the joints on this figure, which is great to see. They're barely visible. They've just been very well concealed within the suit itself. But let's check the articulation in the knee. So yeah, you've got a really nice sort of 45-degree angle on that joint at the knee there. So yeah, there's a lot of movement there, and I'm assuming it's the same with this one. Yeah, absolutely on point there with that. And even with the legs extended like that, it's very difficult to see those joints, so it's nice to see how well concealed they are. Moving up to the thigh area, screen accurate again with these sort of split thigh sections. The paint applications are really nice. There's almost, I would say, copper-like colour in there as well. I want to call it, well, it's somewhere between a copper and almost a dark olive green. But yeah, absolutely spot on. Let's see what let's move these arms out of the way and then check the articulation on in the hip area there. It looks like that's a ball joint there. You've got a really large amount of movement in there. That's great to see. Literally, you can go like this if you want. Not that you'd ever want to see an alien like that, I suppose. But yeah, so you've got the forward and backward articulation there is a little bit limited simply because of this sort of abdomen stroke crotch area there, which limits the forward movement. But there's plenty of backwards there and plenty of lateral movement as well. So good articulation here. I would say there's probably a slight shift in paint applications. I'll try and bring this in so you can see this from the top of the legs into this abdomen section, which is a little bit jarring, I would say, because it goes from this super high gloss into this deep olive green with little or no gradation. So maybe that could have been slightly better. It is a little bit jarring. Not something you see on the quarter scale version, but yeah, still very nice, very well sculpted, very accurate. We'll bring it round to the back. Let's take a look at what's happening here. Now this tail, very well sculpted. Once again, super high gloss with those paint applications to pick out these, I want to call them vertebra, but they're not, but they look like vertebra that run down the back of the tail itself. Now this tail is wired, which is great to see. It's not a particularly stiff wire, but it's one that will hold its position if you move it around. And if you're having this figure freestanding as well, and you're struggling getting the guy to stand up, you can always use this tail as a sort of a stabilizer in your display. So yeah, paint application's really, really nice. Sculpt is on point, even down to that spike on the end of the tail there. There's no movement where it joins the body. The wire runs probably, looking at this, the wire really starts with the available movement probably around there somewhere. So yeah, you've still got the ability to really go to town with this tail. Moving up to the back, that deep green, almost, as I say, bottle green colour runs up the central spinal area there, up to the I call it a gilet. It's the section that's above the chest, which has the ribs even sculpted in. Once again, really nice and accurate. I'm going to try and get this as close in as possible to the camera here. The detailing here is really phenomenal for a 1/10 scale figure. The accuracy and detail never ceases to amaze me with NECA figures. How they manage to pack so much detail into something this small is truly amazing. But yeah, the screen accuracy is there with the shoulder sections, with the ribs around the back. You have the pipes sticking out of the back, which are once again screen accurate. I think they might. I don't know whether these are slightly too long. I don't know. It's my imagination. I know they varied in size from film to film. When Stan Winston did them, he did extend them, or did he make them shorter? I'll have to check in between takes. But yeah, they look screen accurate to me. And once again, they've got that super gloss high paint application with the details picked out with that olive green stroke copper paint work, and they even gradiate the paint out towards the end with what looks like sort of a brown to give it a gradiated effect. That neck piece is screen accurate and on point. Longer here. It did get a bit shorter in different iterations of the Big Chap, but back round to the arms. Now the arms are on ball joints, and as with the quarter scale version, you're limited here with the articulation, simply because you're not going to get any upward motion because of this hard plastic, almost waistcoat type effect going on with the shoulder pads there, or the shoulder tube, shall we say. But you've got forward and backward movement, which is good. The elbows have got a joint in them, so you've got a full range of motion there, and the hands are pegged in, so you can get some twist in there as well if you're wanting to use that. Same level of sculpt and paint applications down the arms here. One thing I have noticed, and it's this spike on the elbow. Unfortunately, one of these spikes appears to have been bent while it's been sat in the box, so they are a very, very soft plastic, these. So that'll probably go back into place with a bit of time and a bit of futzing. Don't want to strain it too much though, but as you can see, it should be like that. But it's probably just been sat in the box in an awkward manner. Onwards and upwards to this to the head sculpt, the all-important head sculpt. Now, once again, looks absolutely on point to me. The pipes down the sides here, these are quite delicate, so I would exercise caution if you're moving this head around. The head itself, now I'm going to check what kind of joint this on. Now, it looks like the neck is fixed. Whereas on the Hot Toys Alien Warrior, it was a solid head and neck on a ball joint fixed into the chest. What NECA have gone for here feels like a ball joint or a peg joint onto a static neck. It gives you some amount of movement. There's not a huge amount. You can look off to one side there like this, maybe look down. It's not vast, and I would say as well, exercise caution if you're picking this figure up and posing this head, because these tubes here are quite delicate, and I would imagine they will probably snap quite easily if you strain them. So yeah, perhaps try and avoid overextending the head section. Now let's have a look at the head up close. We'll start with the side profile. Now, lower this down a little bit. Now, straight away I've noticed at the back here, there looks like there's a flaw here. That looks like a scuff, or maybe that is possibly glue that has seeped out. I'm not 100% certain, but that's not good. It looks like dry glue to me. Maybe this is the glue they've used to attach the translucent dome, and they've used a little bit too much. I'm not sure. I have to say that's probably one of the first times I've seen a flaw like that. Well, no, I tell a lie actually. We reviewed the T1000, the Terminator T1000 recently, and the split head iteration of that head sculpt had one half glued on where the glue had seeped out as well. I shall have to try and remove that following this review. I would imagine maybe a bit of alcohol will get that off, but yeah, not a good look. But overall, the proportions look right on this head. You've got the translucent dome. The sculpting underneath that dome is really, really nice. I love this shading and the tone that they've gone for. Absolutely spot on and screen accurate underneath that dome. Bringing it round to the front, and now straight away I'm noticing another imperfection here. Yeah, if the camera's spotting this, it looks like there's a little bubble there in the dome section, and looks like there's a little imperfection there as well. Looks like possibly that an air bubble was trapped in the when this translucent section was being made. That's unfortunate. That's that glue on the head there I can do something about. Unfortunately, that bubble there I can't. But yeah, it is what it is. Some minor imperfections there, but on the whole, I think it's very, very good. It looks like, and I'm not sure if the light's catching this, but it looks, and this is one inaccuracy that a subscriber to the channel pointed out with the Big Chap, which I didn't point out during the review, is that the eyes are visible here. Not so much on this side because there's an imperfection. That imperfection is blocking it, but it is visible here. And as the subscriber pointed out, Giga and Scott decided to remove the sculpted eyes at the front of the dome from the screen version of Giga's design, simply because they believed well, Scott believed it gave the creature too much humanity, and it took away the mystery of where it was looking, and he wanted it to look as mysterious and menacing as possible. And I think it was a good call, to be honest with you. But it looks like NECA have included it here, and they most certainly did on the Big Chap, which is it's a point down maybe for screen accuracy there. But overall, excluding the eyes, excluding these minor imperfections, I think that is an absolutely cracking Big Chap head sculpt. So the mouth area, once again, really well done with these sort of deep olive greens, browns, and that high gloss black paint application. Now I believe this chap's mouth opens and it's on a hinge joint, as opposed to being like a lot of manufacturers have done here, go with a soft rubber around the mouth area, which will perish over time. What NECA have gone with here is a joint, and there's quite a lot of give there, so you can open that mouth up, and inside is the internal mouth as well. So let's just close that up a little bit, maybe open it up a little bit more, so you can just pull that out, and you can have the full effect of the internal mouth coming out as well. And the paint applications on there are really nice. They've even gone to even attempted to put some teeth on there with some silver paint applications. And actually push that back in and close this mouth up and let gravity do its work and close that mouth up. And worthy of note as well is the paint applications on the teeth here. The main set of teeth is are really nice. That silver, that silver colour there. Once again, screen accurate and well sculpted. So there you have it. That is NECA's ultimate Big Chap, and we'll get him back on the turntable and going for final thoughts on this guy. Yeah, pretty good at freestanding as well, I have to say. We'll just alter the camera a little bit so we can get him all in shot. We'll move him back ever so slightly. So yeah, so final thoughts on this guy. Excuse me. I think the paint applications are absolutely on point, although, as I mentioned, I have nothing to compare it to, not having any of the older figures. But I love the high gloss black, the wet look. I think that's screen accurate. I think the sculpt is absolutely on point. I think where the paint applications are let down ever so slightly is that, as I mentioned before, is that transition from the top of the legs up into the abdomen area. The articulation absolutely on point, spot on, as we've come to expect from NECA. I love the split foot design that they've done there to give you that extra flexibility, because the feet don't move too well on their own, where they're directly pegged into their legs. So a nice solution there from NECA. I think overall they've done a fantastic job here. I think it really is an amazing little piece. I'm going to have to mark it down on those imperfections, unfortunately. That glue leak at the back of the translucent dome, that what looks like an air bubble that's got trapped in the translucent front section of the dome. I'm going to a final score on this. Tough one. I'm going to have to give this an 8.5, 9. I'll give it a 9 on a good day. Had it not been for those minor niggles there, that transition there in the waist, as I mentioned, and the front and the back of that dome, I think it would have been a 10, but I'm going to go with an 8.5 and 9. Let's call it a 9. Yeah, let's split the difference. Call it a 9. So there you have it. That is NECA's take on the Alien Big Chap, and it's their Ultimate Edition. So what are your thoughts on this? And I hope this review's been useful. What are your thoughts? Do you have it in your collection? Is it something that you would consider picking up? What do you think of the screen accuracy and the paint work? What do you think of NECA's work overall? I would be fascinated to hear. So feel free, drop a comment in the comment section below. And it seems to have turned into Alien Week this week. So you've got any other comments on Alien? Any questions about any of the other figures that we've reviewed over the past few days on the channel? Please pop it into the comment section below, and we will do our very best to answer any of your questions. And I'd be fascinated to hear your take on this piece as well. So there you have it. That in a nutshell is the Big Chap. So what's coming up on the channel before we zip over to the showcase? Well, there's a hell of a lot of it, as always. In the NECA 110 scale world, there's a boatload of stuff. We've got Evil Dead stuff, RoboCop, we've got Terminator. We're going to be taking a look at NECA's Kessler Wolf very, very soon. I think it was one of my personal favourite pieces. So yeah, we've got a boatload of old stuff and new stuff, unboxing and reviews of NECA stuff, so stay tuned for that. In the 6 scale world, we have Caustic Plastics, Horror of Dracula. We are still waiting on that, so hopefully that's the exclusive edition, and that should be with us really soon. Just arrived, literally come through the door half an hour ago. It's Blitzway's Astro Boy version 2. So we're going to be reviewing that for this weekend, so hopefully that will be coming your way on Saturday. Premiere Toys, Furiosa and Dementus from Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. On the Mad Max theme, Premiere Toys theme, we've got the Doof Warrior from Mad Max Fury Road. Susu Toys, Interstellar, Blade 3 figure. XO6, a couple of pieces from them should be being released soon on their way to us, which is Savick and Krug from Star Trek. A raft of present toys, Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. On the Aliens theme, we've got present toys take on Ripley from Aliens. And in the quarter scale world, we've got the Prime 1 Batman N52 statue and the Prime 1 and Blitzway Paul Atreides statue. So as you can probably gather, there is a hell of a lot of stuff coming up on the channel. So please mash that bell notification icon and subscribe button so you're not missing anything. And all it remains for me to say is a massive thank you for watching. Hope this review's been useful. Take care of yourselves, and from me and the Big Chap, happy collecting, and it's over to the showcase.